Hey guys, all right, so here is Simple Solutions 31. We're going to continue our conversation about the Middle Colonies. So this is Middle Colonies Part 2, so let's hop right into it. All right, the New Jersey Territory drew settlers from many European countries, as well as colonists from New England. The area had rich natural resources, including fertile soil. The New Jersey colony in the late 1600s was a place where people could practice their religion freely. Also, they were allowed the right of assembly. This meant that the colonists could gather to discuss their concerns, make decisions together, and vote on issues that affected all of them. So, guys, this is their government, what their government looked like. So, I am going to highlight just a couple of things. They could practice their religion freely. They had a right of assembly. This sounds kind of familiar. I feel like I've seen this in a document before, okay? And that the colonists could gather to discuss their concerns, make decisions together, and vote on issues that affected all of them, all right? Charles II, the King of England, so that's a name, let's underline it, gave William Penn, let's underline that, rights to a large piece of land in America. All right, so be thinking about a place that maybe you know that starts with the word Penn. All right, keep that in the back of your mind. In 1681, this land became Penn's Woods, the colony of Pennsylvania. William Penn was a Quaker, and he believed that people should live together peacefully. He was respectful towards Native Americans and tolerant of other religions. So this piece is really important. It says he was respectful towards Native Americans. So I know we're going to start talking about the 3 C's: conflict, cooperation, and compromise. Okay, I know that this is an example of cooperation right here. All right. Penn believed in equality, and he supported the notion that individuals should be able to own property. As governor, he gave equal voice to citizens of the Pennsylvania colony and the Delaware Territory. When the citizens of Delaware requested a separate legislature, Penn granted it, and Delaware became its own colony. Diversity, religious tolerance, and democracy were important to the people living in the Middle Colonies in the 1700s. The economy thrived because of excellent farming conditions, fur for trading, and the manufacturing industries that developed there. However, as white settlements increased in size and number, American Indians were pushed further and further west. As in other parts of the New World, most people of African descent were enslaved, and free blacks were neither accepted as citizens nor entitled to any of the rights of citizens. So at this point, guys, in the colonies, we are looking at the dynamics between 3 different groups, okay? We're looking at the dynamics between the white settlers, Native Americans, okay, and African people, all right? As we go through this unit, guys, we're going to see so many examples of either conflict, compromise, or cooperation among these 3 groups, okay? So now let's look at the questions here. Number 1, which people in the Middle Colonies enjoyed the right of assembly, freedom of religion, and other rights or freedoms? A, all people living there. B, whites only. C, whites and Native Americans. Or D, whites and African Americans. And the answer that we want to put here is B. All right. We know that Africans were mainly enslaved, okay, and Native Americans were being pushed off their land further and further west. So our answer here is B. All right, number 2. Which factors influence the growth of the Middle Colonies? Okay. So we have fertile soil, immigration, manufacturing, or all of these. If you go back to the text, we will find all of these to be our answer. Number 3, write the name of the Quaker who founded Pennsylvania? Remember our man William Penn here, so let's write that down. All right, 4 through 8. We have a timeline here, and they want us to advance this timeline in 25-year intervals. So we're going to kind of be skip counting by 25s here. All right. They've already started to fill in the timeline for us. We're going to just go in and fill in the missing numbers. So I know here it's going to be 1525. This is going to be 1575, 1600, 1625, 1650, 1675. Guys, remember, you can pause me at any second if you need to do that. So now that we have our timeline filled in, they want us to go and place the events based on the dates on the timeline. We have blanks here, okay? So A says New Jersey Territory was divided into 2 sections in 1676. So I'm looking at the year 1676 and where that would fall on the timeline. Okay, they've already put that there for us. Do you see how they put it A right here on 1676 for us already? That one's already done. Okay, so let's look at B. William Penn established the colony of Pennsylvania in 1681. So I'm going to go to my timeline and I'm going to look for 1681. I know that's going to fall between 1675 and 1700. So I'm going to put B right here. Okay, C. In 1524, Verrazano charted the coastline of North America. So I'm going to go all the way back to 1524, which is 1 year before 1525. Put my C right there. D. In 1609, Henry Hudson explored the Delaware Bay. So 1609 is going to come between 1600 and 1625. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here. And last one, E, Jamestown, the first successful English colony, was founded in 1607, which is going to come right before 1609. So this is what our timeline should look like. Okay. All right, last questions. Match each of the following with its clue. So we have pre-Columbian and then Columbian exchange. So our clue here says Columbus traded goods and ideas with the first people of the Caribbean. The word traded gives me a clue here. I know exchange and trade kind of mean the same thing. So I know that was the Columbian exchange. And then we have the period of time in America before Christopher Columbus arrived. I know that before and pre mean the same thing. So this must be the pre-Columbian era. All right, guys, I will see you soon for lesson 31.